Hello and welcome to another compositing videos where we're going to use AI render backgrounds from the pack that I just recently created for our cyberpunk, neon punk, whatever you want to call this type render. So we'll go to use this compositing. We'll create this compositing by using our image. And right here our model, I shot recently in a studio with a constant light. Reason of using constant light so we can see some of those LEDs that I created on a color. Also we have headphones and goggles that have some LED lights. And we'll just go put on the street, see, apply some effect. This is the bridge, Adobe Bridge. And we'll just go select the image, go ahead, double time click to open in Camera Raw. Okay, as we're in Camera Raw, here's our image. Let's move it. Before we continue to process, one thing I need to show you. If you, on the bottom, you can see where it says Adobe RGB, color, spatial stuff. If you just click on this, it will open Properties, Preference menu, where you can see our space. I'm doing an Adobe RGB. This is my color space. I work from my camera and so on. If you don't have this, you maybe want to switch to sRGB. sRGB format is a little bit more on the screen, what you see, what you get, but some plugins support only sRGB. Currently, I have just one plugin that is required for properly work sRGB mode. But because I won't go use this plugin, I will use it with Adobe RGB, and I work with 16-bit color channel, which provided more smoother on the gradients and other things. Of course, when we'll process for the social media or rather on the web, then we need to reduce down. But I highly recommend for you to use the maximum colors, bigger color space, just in case if you're going to professional printing or you need some other high definition reproductions, then you will be all set already for this, and you don't need to go work back and redo some stuff. Anyway, again, here's my properties. We'll go click OK. Usually what we're going to set right now, first it's a highlights. And okay, let me go like right there, highlights and shadows. We're going to reduce highlights, and usually I reduce highlights so I can see a little bit better in those areas where there's overexposure. And you can see some an LED was overexposure, and we'll bring down, bring a little bit colors and information. We could flatten slightly with a shadowing, but be careful with this. It will bring digital noise to the scenery, and because if we bring digital noise, then you will start dealing with that as well. Next, I want to take my sharpness and put it somewhere between 60, 70, 80, something around that area, to restore original sharpness that was produced as in the real world. The reason is Canon R5 have an anti-aliasing filter up front, so it's kind of add some of the smoothness, which I want to remove. Next, because we did flatten with highlights and shadows, we did a bit of flatten image, I want to go and restore, at least on a skin, some of the depth, and depth representing by luminosity channel. So that's what we're going to do, going color mix, luminosity channel, and we'll take a little bit pop up on orange. You can see how it's already bright up skin and a little bit yellowishy. So we'll just go add this. If you want it, you can add a little bit saturation, but we'll do afterwards with this. And of course, in optics, it's by default mine is enabled, but I always enable remove chromatic abbreviation and use it camera profile correction for the lens. When we're done this, we'll go ahead and click open. Right now, let's go and retouch our image. Actually, I don't think this one was too sharp image, which is actually very good because it's allowed to show how we can bring, if you have it a little bit fuzzy, maybe you shot in a dark area or whatever, you can bring actual sharpness little bit back. And you need to be careful where do you bring sharpness, because like in a cloth here, if we want to bring texture, I'll show you how we can do this. And also with dodge and burn, we'll bring a little bit more sharpness. So let's go. First, what I want to do is create a layer, and we'll call this touch up. Okay, on this layers, we're going to use our spot healing brush. We don't need to be fancy, do frequency separation or anything for this one. And we'll just go create. Don't worry, notice the grain, because this is actually a very good example for me. The grain, it's introduced because it was shot on a high ISO, and I also add sharpness, and I add some other elements, so the grain is popping up, which is good. Also have a little bit fuzziness in this case. Okay, so I removed some elements. Let me look more. In some cases, if you do for the stock photos, you may need to remove some brand names, but I think this is okay work for this one. Okay, so that is a first step. Next, let's go press Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E on a Mac. And then just make it easy. Let me re-enable my keyboard shortcuts. So in this case, whatever I press Control Shift Alt E, you can see right here what it was pressed. We gone and we created a new layer, and I call this smoothness. Okay, as the smoothness done, we'll go to filter, noise, dust and scratches. And with dust and scratches, we're going to remove some of that noise, which has worked very well. So right here on the face, I don't want to go too hard, but we just maybe around like this one. There you go. Just general, so we have its smoothness, but I still see all lines, everything. We'll go ahead, click OK. I don't want to apply this effect all over. By the way, you'll notice it's look as a painting, and it's many times people use this effect to simulate painting. Anyway, so we have this, and let's go hold Alt or Option and click on the mask. So it's creating mask and hiding for now. Next, we're going to select our brush. We want to be sure our brush, let's look properly brush what we're selecting. We want soft round. Okay, and we want to use it white, and let's go opacity set lower, maybe around 9%. So you can always change opacity depend on what you're using. I'm using mouse. If you're using Bicom pad or any other one pressure sensitive, you can always use that just to set 100 and just how hard you push it. Okay, let's go zoom in closer. Okay, right here. Okay, and now with the brushing, you can see I can just add a little bit softness. So what, as we're going along, if it's not enough, you can always change, but I think the softness just fine. I'm try avoid any like eyes, sharp element just on the skin right now. And just let you show overall how much we're reducing. If you look right here before and after, you can see how it's moving. Don't worry that we lose information. Again, I'm doing this just on the skin. Okay, so we'll go right here. Just reduce grain on the skin. Normally we don't even need to worry about some grain on a clothes because it will add to the texturing of the textile. So it's work this way, but some like around here, maybe we'll add a little bit smoothness. Okay, and let's go now, go up. Okay, so if we look, let me under eye, sorry, right there, if we look on where we have it, you can see this is my mask. I avoid lips, avoid eyes, just mostly only skin. Of course, when we done this, we want to do on the hand skin as well. Just right here, a little bit smoothing. Okay, we'll go apply. Smooth around arms. Okay. There you go. So just they look somewhat similar, not too off. Okay, so let's go ahead, zoom out. So far look okay. Next, let's work on the hair. I want to bring more string in the hair, showing it is created. Again, Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E on a Mac if you need it. And now we're going to image, actually go to filter, stylize, and we're going to oil painting on this. Okay, so this is, should add some fiber to us. And as lighting going on the side, I'm set. Okay, this is kind of look okay, except if you notice, we have a little bit problem because we don't have a straight line, and straight line on a hair, it's happening based on a contrast level between them. So what we can do, we can go apply to the edit image adjustment. Let's go to the levels on the same level that we created, and we can just, okay, actually no, let's go down output. Let's go add a little bit more contrast. Okay, maybe like around here. Kind of playing. What I want to try to do is add a little bit more contrast to this. We'll go ahead, click OK. Let's see how much contrast we added. Quite a bit. And if we're going to now filter, stylize, oil painting, we should have it more straight hair going. Right there, you can see just slightly more. It's what we needed. We'll go ahead, click OK on this. Okay, it's still not enough strength for me, so I'm going to filter, sharpness, unsharp mask, and we'll just pop up here a little bit higher. So we'll go, let's go maybe even 170, 160 around this time. Okay, let's go ahead, click OK, and then the same things, Alt or Option, click on a mask to create mask and hide it. And now with our white, we can paint back. Remember, the mask need to be selected, and we can paint slightly over here. So we don't need 100%, but we want to add some of the strings it was created. You can also just touch in other. It's work very well when you have it like a fur, artificial flowers, or some other elements where you don't want to have it line. And I think this is kind of work okay now. Let's go call its hair so we know what it is. Okay, we created this one. Let's go next, add a little bit of dodge and burn. Actually, before, let's work on textile. So it's a Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E to create, take all visible layers and create new from merging them. And we'll call it global dodge and burn, okay? Because what we're going to do, it's an image adjustment. As this layer is selected, we'll go to black and white, and black and white, I will pop up a little bit on a skin color. Okay, like right there. Let's go ahead, click OK. Let's go image adjustment, and we'll need to go to shadow and highlights. Let's go shadow highlights. We'll take radius. Let's go to 15 pixels maybe, because it's a little bit small, and sometimes you need kind of look which one, maybe even, you know what, let's go with 10, because our model is kind of a little bit smaller proportional, so we'll use a 10, and we'll just take this amount, 100. So it is, we're going to use it soft light on this, okay? And it's meaning darker get darker, brighter brighter, so we have this kind of nice effect. And because we're using a little bit smaller radius, it will be work very well on a close on the textile. By the way, if you don't see this menu when you click shadow and highlights, because you probably need to check the show more options. When you check, you will have access to all of these properties. Okay, let's go click OK, and we'll switch this to soft light overlay mode. And I don't need that high, so we'll just go a little bit like about 50% on this. Okay, let's zoom out and see what we have so far. Okay, next let's go look at dodge and burn to add a little bit more elements to this. We'll go create new layer. We'll call this dodge and burn, and we're going to edit fill, and we'll fill this with 50% gray, normal mode, opacity 100. You should see like total gray level, and we'll switch this to soft light. So it becomes invisible. Now we can have it our brush soft like 9 or 10%. Again, the same brush what we used before, and I'm just start painting right here shadows. So you can see we're adding a little bit more, and this is also will create a better definition for us. When you need switch foreground background, so if I press X, I'm switching between foreground and background. That's what I want to do, and I'll just add a little bit highlight. If we have it small bright highlights, it's almost like specular lighting creating, and it's add shyness effect and a little bit dimensions more. Again, luminosity is what give it us shape. Colors does not give it us shape. I know some people might say colors does. Nope, it's more mood. In if you change with colors, your brain maybe will percept as a shape changing, but in reality, if you show other ones, you'll notice colors does not change shape. Okay, so let's go ahead right here, edit, switch again X to switch to the black, And I'm just start adding a little bit more shadows to creating depth in our image. Okay, same. Let's go ahead, close, and just a little bit add shadowing right here. There you go. Okay, now before and after, you can see we add beautiful look on this one. And if we're going and combine all, let's go call model, and you can see what we've done before and after. So not very dramatic improvements, we don't want that, but again, it's look quite a bit clean. If we look on a hair, we clean up quite a bit, add more definitions and straightening. Okay, I think at this point I can say model is done. So we need going and add background. The backgrounds, let me show you. What I'm going to use, I went with AI and I created background, brought them in Photoshop, retouch it, remove some stuff, fix it after went and using gigapixels to upscale this. And it's come up with about 118 different backdrops. Okay, so in this case, it's kind of helpful to just go there and check which one you want to use it. So it's almost for any type and occasion. And you notice I have it vertical and horizontal, and will show you in a second why I'm using two of them, because we're going to combine actually two background and one. And this one link I will provide for you if you're interested. Just let you know, those is rendered inside the AI, and I did post-process them quite a bit actually to achieve this high resolution, because when you process, they're like about 1000 pixels, so I did up to 6 and 8K, very high. And but if you are interested, I have a lot of videos how you can create those backgrounds by yourself. You need to go some stop accounts, do all this stuff, but it's all very doable. You can do this and you can create stunning backgrounds with AI if you need it. But if you're just interested in compositing this, it's why I have those packs, because they're popular, people like to use them, and they're easy to use as well. So okay, enough of the self-promotion and chatting. Let's go put some backgrounds here. Okay, and as using, first I want to put a different one and see how the color will interact, because we have some blue and we have some green. We can use different colors for this. Let's go just grab any of them to see. So this is one color, kind of okay, maybe. I'm just looking on overall. We can scale this one. And by the way, when you just drag, drop, import it, it will work as a smart object, which is nice. We can rescale very, very easy with that. Okay, so let's go a little bit different. We'll drop and drag another one. This one should be a little bit more colorful. And I think maybe actually we're going to use this. One thing, give you a secret. When you render your background, and what I done, it is, be sure how you use it. If you notice a lot of background, whatever I used in this, they will have it a little bit light on the middle. And this is because how we're placing model. Again, not every render background can be easier use. If you know some tips and tricks, you can implement them. And how I say, personal what I find out, and you can use it in yours when you're rendering. Be sure like a middle part is a little bit lighter, okay? So you can do like this, or for example, right here, you can see on the middle, you have it this light, because when we start putting model on this, and we'll shut model on 50% gray, it will be much easier to blend with this, okay? If we're going that way. Okay, so we have right here, actually, you know what, I like this, so I'm going to destroy that one. And then next, I want to just add something on the ground, and we can just grab and drag and place it. I think about this one. Let me go put it up on the top so we can preview. And notice positioning. This is going one direction, another direction. So what I'm going to edit, transform, flip horizontally. Where's my flip horizontally? Right here. So we'll go in the right direction, kind of matching. And this will be for our ground if we need it. So I'm going to scale this a little bit up, like maybe around right there. So if we needed to add replace floor, but I think we're okay on the floor actually with that one. But if you need it, we can always add it. Okay, right here we have our image, and now we need to kind of merge. Why I say it's overlay type of compositing, because we going to use some of the overlay mode. And you'll notice right here we have it soft light, we have it overlay, all these different type. Hard light, you know what, let's go with the overlay mode. Okay, don't worry that about our model right now. What I'm trying to do is see how the model will fit properly or not. And I noticed the backdrop quite a bit, so we can also look on this backdrop. Okay, let's go take this one backdrop and scale. Command Control T, and we'll just start scaling up, like maybe around this area, and you can see the fit. I think right here actually will be good size for our model. Okay, maybe, you know, just playing a little bit, be showing kind of placing, and you can adjust. Normally I'm just looking how well it will fit. Okay, yeah, I think right here we can actually put it something like that. Okay, so there's our model position. You know what, I want cut a little bit on the bottom because it was a little bit too much. We'll go to our cropping tool. I don't want to delete yet. I'm going to bring this little bit up to fit, and I like to follow rules of thirds. So the head, if I want to increase, I want to bring this up, so it's going up to bottom of your neck around this area. And when we're done, press enter, and it should actually come up very good. Okay, notice like top does not look right, and that's the reason why, because we have this one. One thing what I like to do, actually, let's go do this way. I forgot to do, let's go back to crop before. We'll go like right here, and let's make it a little bit bigger. So Control Command Alt E, we'll just create new one, and we're going now using cropping tool, content where, and I'm just go bring this a little bit up, like around here maybe. There you go, just like this. We could actually also, if we wanted, we can bring closer maybe. I don't know, I like background, and I want to display. So actually, you know what, as we're doing this, I'll go expand a little bit more. So we'll just go like this, just a little bit even bigger, make the model smaller. When we're done, be sure content aware, click enter now. And what is beautiful about Photoshop, it will go analyze all those areas and will fill up them with a seamless color. And it's actually, sometimes if you have it stick, it will extend very well, like it's belong there, I mean details. So AI, it's improving quite a bit inside of Photoshop. Okay, so at this point we should have it our extend, and now if we click on the background, it should be good. Okay, I don't worry too much about bottom, because as a cut is always easy. We can even put it around this area, just like this. Remember, we also have it another element. If you need it, you can always come extend one way, but we can also just take and use the same AI to extend another background. So we can do this way. The other ways you can always do, just copy one and going to edit, transform, flip vertically this time. Okay, and then we'll take this and drag all the way down. Okay, like right there, and place it. So you can see, okay, let's just do it like right there. Okay. Let me go see if we, there you go, seamless adjustment. And that is how we can also just add bottom that way. Okay, next what I want to do, combine them, group them together, and we want height because we want to use actually brush to brush in some of those elements. Let's go ahead and before we do this, okay, you know what, let's do this. Let's go switch this to the normal, both of them, and we'll switch to overlay over all of them. It's much easier to control all than just single. But even before that, what I wanted, we will reuse this map as a coloring for other stuff. So let's do Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E, just to create new. Okay, and we'll call this light spill. So we'll use this later, but it's still be here. There you go. Backdrop, let's go switch this to overlay, and I press Control or Command or Alt on the mask to hide. And now we can take our brush and we can brush in. Usually, because I need brush a lot, 9 is really too low, we'll go with 50%, and I'm just start brushing. You can a little bit more aggressive brush around, but when we come closer, because it's overlay mode, it's actually work very well. It's add shadows perfectly to our darker elements. So I say it's much easier than just use a pen. And also it will create casting a little bit on the colors and shapes on the outfit, because how it's going, and it will blend even better that way. Okay, right there. If you want, you can always use just 100% and increase this way. Okay, right there. Let's go around a little bit. And around ears, just a little bit more careful, because I don't want too much going over her outfit, because we're going to use other effect for that. But we're going to add one thing with overlay with this effect, that subject, it's what is main in our pictures, and the background is just to kind of tie it up to specific areas. So don't worry if backdrop is to hide it or mute it, whatever it is. You're telling story about character, and this is what important. But always, if you want it, you can just go on second time and increase opacity of the background if you need it. Just like right here. So we can go there and increase a little bit opacity over. There you go. Also, maybe just add a little bit more brightness. Okay, one thing what is come up, you'll notice the contrast level are different between background and foreground and a person. So we can actually take our person, we can put it before, and if you want kind of matching, you can always go with creating new curve, switch curve to luminosity, blending mode, and just take a little bit and work that way. Just reduce just so it's matched somewhat. But again, how I said before, my goal it is actually make model to stand out a little bit more, and that's the reason why we done. But just overall, you can also, if you need it, create this way. Just add with a little bit luminosity curve, and maybe too much. Let's go bring down. There you go. Okay, let's go look what we have right here. If you have too much overlay, like on the legs, you can see this happening, and because we almost mask over. Nice things about masking, it's non-destructive, so it's meaning we can take back our stuff and we can just switch to the black, and we just can go and add on like this, and we can go and pay it back. Okay, in areas where we need it. I'm using X key to switch between foreground and background, and numbers on top for opacity for my brush, how strong I want it. And you can see this. There you go. Let's go down there. Yeah, we can see we can just touch up a little bit to remove some of this in the close. Okay, so it's work okay. Let's go next. We're going to add some color spill around this, And to do it, remember we have this light. So we click on this. This is our light. So I'm going to our model right here, actually, where we have the backdrop. Click on this backdrop. Oops, actually, let's go to Control or Command. Click on this. So we can select. Next, we go to the light. And we're going click and select mask. You notice how it's overlay. Masking, because we use it with a kind of soft light, it's not necessarily will work for us. So we actually will need to paint in some of this to do. Let's go take this mask and delete it. The reason is why I show is because usually I do the other ways. And we're going to switch to soft light when it's overlay. And on this level, I want also to go filter, blur, and we're going to blur. And maybe around right there, because we don't want exactly the same, but we want kind of blurring light, like around there. Okay, click OK. You can always, if you think soft light not enough, we can switch to like screen mode. Okay, and then we can use it screen mode as well, but I think soft light will work just fine on this one. Let's go again, Alt Option, click to hide, take our brush, be sure it's white color, and we can actually start painting little bit right here over. Ooh, too much. Okay, let's go 1, because I think I was set wrong. Okay, and you can see as we're painting a little bit, this will bring a little bit of those colors, okay, from background. And that's what we want. We want them like almost glowing on an outfit, and that's one of the better way to do it. Okay, also on the bottom here, and a little bit more light spill. Okay, also I noticed like shadows does not necessarily fit very well, so we can go just create new layer. Let's go call shadow. Okay, and I'm switching this to multiply mode. Shadows work better on this way. We can just Alt or Option and click select color. And if you notice on the bottom right there, we can start painting. So we can also stick with multiply mode and just gently just add shadows under. Okay, right there. Let's go zoom out a little bit, increase brush, and we have it several shadows. Actually, you have it. I have a course on Udemy, another place to go over about what shadows, how to use. But generally, you have it soft, hard shadows, and you have it reflective shadows or environmental. So then we'll just only dropping on the ground, very easy. Put a person in that area. Okay, I think we kind of already embedded, and you notice with the overlay mode, it's quite a bit fast actually to embed it because you don't need to spend so much time. The next trick is what I want to do, and it is kind of trick because it's help us to blend some stuff inside. I want to create new layer, and let's go call smoke. Okay, and in this area we'll just use a brush, and we're going to select different type of brushes. I'm using the Ron's type of the brushes. Steam will work, should be fine. They're available a lot of time. You can find them for sale like on a DAZ 3D website or other places, and you can also just find pre-made if you want it for free, which is fine if you want to use this. So we have 100%, and notice what I'm doing. I'm going around Alt sample and put it like this. Okay, Alt sample and putting, and we just little bit overlay. We don't need it too much, and we'll play in a second even more spinning them. So let's go ahead right here, select a different type of the brush, and you can use it steam, you can use any other ones if you need it. Okay, let's go steam right there, just a little bit, too much. There you go. And I'm just trying to adjust. We can always go ahead and switch this to like soft light, just add a little bit more depth, kind of hiding. Let's create new smoke 2, we'll call this. And with this one, actually, I want to have it white color. Okay, 100%, and let's go see which we can find. Let's go with this steam. There you go. Okay, yeah. So in the with white color, we can easily just go and add a little bit like around. This is help us to blend them together better. And we'll just play with opacity a little bit around here. Next, I like to add some dirt to this, or a special particles. So we'll go with dirt. We'll go again brush, and we'll use the round brushes, but I want to use it here as the where's my dirt one? Slime, steam, okay, powder. That is what I'm looking. Ron's powder. So we're going to use this. I'm going to just select the powder, and you can see if we come closer, it's kind of create dots. So this is what I wanted. I'm going to switch this to multiply mode, and we'll just select darker and just add kind of like dirt around. It's actually work very well. You can always go from multiply it if you want. You can overlay or soft light. Those ones will work as well. Soft light is nice because you can take just different even color and add these different colors, gray, and that's what kind of applied very good. Okay, and good. Let's go add some of the color overlay. So on this one, we'll create new layer called color overlay, and we're going to switch this to the soft light. Next, we'll take our brush, and we want to use that soft round brush for this. Let's go use like 10% opacity. And what I'm going to do is just Alt and sample this color and painting from this area. You can see it's creating this color casting. Okay, this is what I want. I want color cast. So like right here a little bit. Next, we can also select, for example, if you select green and color cast around here, it will look a little bit more as a glowing green. Or we can select cyan and just go a little bit on the side color with cyan. And this will help also blend our subject in our scenery, because we have now color overlaying on the subject. Okay, done with this. Let's go next. What I want to do is add some more detailization to this, but before, let's go to create grain. And the reason we create grain, remember, we smooth here, background does not have grain, person have grain, so they're all different. And I want unify the grain so they look similar. So we'll go create new layer called drain, edit fill. We'll fill with where's my fill? 50% gray as usual, and we're going filter, noise, add noise, black and white 5%, monochromatic, click OK, and switch to the soft light. So this should add, if we look closer, it should add very nice grain to us, and it will be uniform grain going through everything. So it's kind of unify one thing, and the grain is need to be on the top, but nice because it is separate layer. We can create under. So if I disable, go under, create Control Shift Alt E, Command Option Alt E, adjust over it is will create under grain. And let's call this glow, and we're going to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and that's about there right here. Okay, and switch mode to the screen. Again, Alt or Option, click on the max to hide, and with a brush we can also just brush in some areas, white color 10%, where we want a little bit more glowing. And you can see how the glowing coming from her ears. Example here, we can glowing around this. You know, in some cases you can have fun. You always can have like, you know, the glowing from her headlights almost. Okay, as well in environmental, we can add a little bit glowing to those elements. Fog lamps inside. Okay, I think this character already kind of blended with colors and everything. Let's enable grain, and again, Control Shift Alt E, Command Option to Alt E. We're going to use actually Filter Forge for this. Filter Forge, and this is for color, and I'll show how you can do without Filter Forge. I just like it because it's very fast and easy to use with a Filter Forge. So creating new instance. Okay, Filter Forge, it is actually pay application, but filters, thousands filters are free. And like this one, I created filter for myself because I want to use it actually as photo processing. Okay, and you can download it for free as well. Okay, let's go to settings, and right here I want to increase a little bit, maybe on a reddish color. We'll see. It's easiest and faster way to add color toning to our image. Okay, like around there maybe. No, I don't want blue, I want greenish like this. I think that one is good. Let's go apply. Okay, and you can see it's add nice blending together. If you don't like that strong, you can always decrease. The other things also we can do by using the selective colors, creating from adjustment layer selective colors, and then we can use it through all like black, white, and as well just create this way. Okay, let's go zoom in slightly more right here. Okay, and usually my shadows will be going in a cold area, and neutrals will go to the warmer area. You can see you can play quite a bit with the colorization, which is actually very nice. Okay, this is our back, and I think I maybe want to, yeah, let's go a little bit colder on this one. Around here. Okay, if you also can not necessarily strict just to those, you can, for example, yellow. This is yellow. If you think it's too strong, we can take a little bit down and play again complementary colors. Okay, same will go with the cyan. So this, actually that one is not cyan. I think this one background is actually green. Yep. So I'll just go take a little bit darker. Yeah, let's go a little bit more on cyan, more complementary colors. Okay, there's our image. Let's put them together right here. There's our retouching, and overall this is about image that we started working with. And after all retouching and compositing with a digital background, we have something more interesting, something that tells story to us. Thank you for watching this video, and hopefully you find very useful. Again, if you're interested, you can go to Geekatplay at Gumroad. I will provide a link below, and you can download these backgrounds for yourself if you need it. The purchase, but if you become Patreon, they are free. I have a lot of different actually backdrops and options if you can see it, and most of them my Patreons can access for free. I have a lot of videos and other stuff there. I'll provide a link below if you're interested in this. If not, you can create always by yourself with AI generation, and I have also videos, which link will be again below. You can check this how you can create it. And thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Please subscribe. If you like it, don't like it, twice subscribe, and click on that notification button to let you know when its new videos is out. Thank you again for all your support.